Welcome to Retro Video Playback and to episode 30 of Tape Talk Tuesday. This episode I'm taking a look at the 1997 slasher. Okay, that's a pretty long movie title and I'll be saying it a lot in this video, so let's see how long it takes before I screw it up. I Know What You Did Last Summer on VHS. Released to theaters in the fall of 1997, I Know What You Did Last Summer arrived on VHS the following June and is available in two versions. We've got the standard version and the shiny version. There are some other movies that have this shiny design as an option, typically a thriller or horror movie. For example, The Butterfly Effect and Final Destination. I like it. It's a little gimmicky, but it gives the sleeve a bit more something different. I don't, however, like that it has these scratch-looking marks all over it. At first, I thought that they may have been actual scratch marks, but the design is all over and appears to be intentional and part of the actual design. I assume to make it look worn and gritty. Like it or not, it's safe to say that Scream, released in 1996, kicked off a bit of a resurgence for mainstream horror movies, and more specifically, teen slashers. I Know What You Did Last Summer was released in October 1997, sandwiched between the first Scream movie in December 1996 and Scream 2 in December 1997, and it specifically feels like it draws a lot of inspiration from Scream. There's one very good reason for that. As the shiny version of the VHS points out, both movies were written by the same person, Kevin Williamson. Not to spend too much time comparing Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, but I just want to say that I much prefer the cover of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Something's just always felt off about Scream's cover. And no, I'm not just referring to Skeet Ulrich's goatee. The front cover of these two copies of I Know What You Did Last Summer contain the same primary image of the movie's four main characters, played by Jennifer Love Hewitt, Ryan Phillippe, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Freddie Prinze Jr. I always feel like I'm saying his name wrong. Ryan Phillippe. They're cast in a hue of gray and blue, which is of course shinier on the shiny box. Three of them are worriedly looking off into the distance to their left, while Ryan Phillippe is looking deep into your soul. To the character's right is a shadowy figure lit in red with a hook in hand. The movie title, I Know What You Did Last Summer, is in a thin white font at the top of the box. As I noted earlier, on the shiny version above the movie title it reads, "From the writer of Scream" in red letters. Alternatively, there's another version of this artwork that reads, "From the creator of Scream." At the bottom is a quote, "More laughs and chills than Scream." I'm sorry, Gene, but what movie were you watching that you're saying this movie had enough funny parts to warrant this being something you pointed out? The only time I was laughing while watching this movie was during the moments that reminded me of Scary Movie and the scenes that movie spoofed. The top of the box contains a barcode and the movie title. The spines have the same image from the front, the movie title, and Columbia Pictures logo. The back of the box starts out with the tagline, "If you're going to bury the truth, make sure it stays buried." Then, oddly, there's another barcode. The shiny version is a former Blockbuster rental, so covering the barcode is a sticker Blockbuster placed for their own purposes when reselling the movie. Next is the write-up. Jennifer Love Hewitt, from TV's Party of Five, and Sarah Michelle Gellar, Scream 2, star with Freddie Prinze Jr., Ryan Phillippe, and Johnny Galecki in this terrifying tale of a body that just won't stay dead. After an accident on a winding road, four teens make the fatal mistake of dumping their victim's body into the sea. But exactly 1 year later, the dead man returns from his watery grave, and he's looking for more than an apology. From the writer of Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer is a pure fright machine that scares the hell out of you. From Norman Wilner of Toronto Star. So just a peek behind the curtain for Tape Talk Tuesday, I don't tend to read these write-ups on the back of the boxes until I'm actually recording the voiceover for these videos, and I swear that more often than not, these write-ups are getting me to crack up. To the right of the write-up are three movie stills in the style of Polaroid images, done so to reference the Polaroid pictures that the killer leaves for the characters in the movie. The first still is a shot of Sarah Michelle Gellar looking into a mirror that has an eerie message scrawled on it shortly after waking up to find that her hair has been chopped off. A shot of Ryan Phillippe just sitting there, so not the greatest choice of images to use. And a shot of Sarah Michelle Gellar, again, this time in distress, banging on some glass. I'm noticing more and more as I do these VHS tape overview videos with the Tape Talk Tuesday series that it's quite common for there to be an uneven distribution of images on the box. What I mean is, when there are several main characters in a movie, rather than having shots of each character, they put more than one shot of the same person. Especially in this case, when we've got 4 primary characters and Jennifer Love Hewitt is the main character, instead of putting shots of everyone, of the 3 stills on this box, 2 of them are shots of Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Jennifer Love Hewitt, again, the main character, isn't in any of them. My best guess is that this was done because Sarah Michelle Gellar, as I noted in the write-up, had appeared in Scream 2 just prior to this VHS tape's release, and Jennifer Love Hewitt, despite being the main character, was just a TV actress. I say just because it's common for TV to be viewed as lesser than movies. Just look at the Golden Globe Awards. So Columbia, or whoever was responsible for overseeing the design of this VHS box, made their strategic decision to capitalize on Sarah Michelle Gellar's appearance in a very similar movie, Scream 2. In the bottom third or so of the back of the box is the miscellaneous information, including production credits, copyright information, and the rating. The tapes of both versions are the same, with a vertical inked-on label. The shiny version has the usual Blockbuster sticker on it for former rentals that they subsequently sold. I like this design for I Know What You Did Last Summer on VHS, and I like the similar design that they used on I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, keeping it consistent by having the pair of movies maintain the same sort of design. The gray-blue lighting sets a good tone for the movie, for me both indicative of the darkness of the movie's tone, but also that maritime setting of the movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer manages to hold up as a watchable movie on VHS, and looks good on more modern formats. Though the recent TV adaptation did nothing for me, and while another requel, did Scream 5 make that term stick, comes our way later this year in 2025, it's safe to say that it's unneeded thanks to the original 1997 movie, I feel, still being perfectly acceptable. With that, we find ourselves at the end of our discussion of I Know What You Did Last Summer on VHS, and no, I didn't screw that movie title up this episode, and the end of episode 30 of Tape Talk Tuesday. Thanks for watching Retro Video Playback.